So this is the session for Diploma 3rd and BWOC 1st, and we are going to discuss about operating system. So in this session, we'll be having overview of operating system, what operating system is, and what are the various common types of operating system we are going to have, and we work with, and what are the major services, the roles of operating system that makes it important part of computer system. So let's begin with our session. So when we are talking about operating system, we are again and again saying it is an important part. How it is so important? So what is an operating system? An operating system is the most important software that runs on a computer. So it is a program, it is software, it is intangible, and it manages the computer's memory and processes as well as all its softwares and hardwares. It also allows you to communicate with computer without knowing how to speak the computer's language. You don't need to know about the hardware specific language or machine level language. You just command, you just click on certain maybe icons, you trigger certain operations or events, and definitely they will be translated, they will be communicated to the hardware by operating system. So operating system is responsible to interact between users and hardware. So जो लैंग्वेज हम यूजर समझ पाते हैं, जो यूजर फ्रेंडली लैंग्वेजेस हैं, they are termed as your high level language. And those languages which are understandable by machines, they are termed as your either machine level language, assembly language, or low level language. They are kind of a certain codes, maybe ASCII code, binary code, it can be any. And it is definitely not understandable very quite easily by the users. So हर हार्डवेयर का अपना एक कोड होता है, वो डिपेंड करता है मैन्युफैक्चरर्स पे. मे बी आप अगर हार्ड डिस्क यूज कर रहे हैं किसी एक कंपनी की और वो से उसका कोड दूसरी कंपनी के हार्डवेयर कोड से मैच ना करे, सो ये वेरी कर सकता है. बट इन चीजों को ट्रांसलेट कौन करता है, मैनेज कौन करता है? ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम. वो एक कॉमन प्लेटफॉर्म है जहां लैंग्वेजेस जो है वो ट्रांसलेट होती हैं और इंस्ट्रक्शंस जो है वो दी जाती हैं हार्डवेयर को. यूजर डिफाइंड इंस्ट्रक्शंस हार्डवेयर तक पहुंचाई जाती है ताकि वो हार्डवेयर वो काम करे जो रिक्वायर्ड है. So we can say without an operating system a computer is useless, because if there is no hardware, definitely you need to learn the languages which are familiar with the hardwares. You manually have to perform the task to make the hardwares operational, and that would be highly tedious. उसके लिए हो सकता है कि जितनी बल्क में आज की डेट में सिस्टम्स यूज हो रहे हैं उतने ना हो पाए, क्योंकि सब वो लैंग्वेजेस नहीं सीख पाएंगे या किसी का इंटरेस्ट नहीं होगा, किसी को नहीं समझ आ रही है और आपको बहुत सारी लैंग्वेजेस में भी सीखनी पड़ेगी. So it will be a tedious job. So we can say, coming to the definition of operating system, an operating system is a program that acts as interface between user and the computer hardware. And operating system is the first program that gets loaded into memory through process which is called booting. जब भी आप सिस्टम ऑन करते हो, बूटअप प्रोग्राम्स चलते हैं. सो जब भी बूटिंग स्टार्ट होती है, ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम का प्रोग्राम फर्स्टली लोड होता है, उसके बाद वही प्रोग्राम बाकी प्रोग्राम्स को इनिशिएट करता है. An operating system also acts as a platform on which various application programs such as word processor and Excel are executed. So it provides all the required support to execute other software, other apps that are required. Moving ahead, next we have some common operating systems that we work with these days. One is Windows 7, 10, or maybe Vista, and nowadays the most popular one is Windows 10. Then we have Unix, Linux, Mac. So when we are talking about the types of operating system, what we have discussed is operating system usually comes preloaded on any computer or you buy. So most people use the operating system that comes with their computer. But it's possible to upgrade or even change operating systems as and when it is required. You can change your operating system. The three most common operating systems for personal computers are Microsoft Windows, Mac operating system, and Linux. And the base to Linux is definitely Unix, and Linux is quite user friendly, so it is popular rather than Unix. So modern operating system, nowadays they use graphical user interface or user interface. And what we meant by the graphical user interface, जब हम GUI की बात कर रहे हैं, so GUI means what? Whatever you are able to see over your computer screen, that is the graphical interface. Windows आप जब भी लॉग इन करते हैं आपको कुछ आइकन्स दिख जाते हैं, माई कंप्यूटर, रिसाइकल बिन, और योर फोल्डर्स, योर सॉफ्टवेयर्स दैट यू हैव लोडेड. सो आप उन आइकन्स पे क्लिक करते हैं और अपना टास्क परफॉर्म कर सकते हैं. आप किसी भी तरह की कोई भी प्रोग्रामेबल इंस्ट्रक्शंस नहीं दे रही है इस लेवल पे. सो these windows, these operating system providing you a very user friendly graphical interface where you have icons, buttons, menus and everything which is quite clearly displayed on the screen, and they are usually the combination of graphics and text. You just press, click these icons with your mouse and you can go on with your task. And each operating system's graphical user interface has different look and feel. Definitely Windows 10 is the interface of Windows 10 is quite different from Vista when we are talking, and Linux interface is different. So if you switch to a different operating system, it may seem unfamiliar at first. अगर हम फोन की भी बात करें, एंड्रॉयड फोन है आपका या मैक की तरफ आप जा रहे हैं, सो डेफिनेटली दोनों की लुक एंड फील डिफरेंट आएगी. आपको हो सकता है 1 या 2 दिन लगते हैं सीखने में, फेमिलियर होने में. सो देयर इज अ वेरिएशन. However, modern operating systems are designed to be easy to use and most of the basic principles are same. Still, there is a variation which you need to take, which it takes time to get adapted to that particular system. So when we are talking about Microsoft Windows, Microsoft created the Windows operating system in the mid of 1980s, and there have been many different versions of Windows. But the most recent we are using is Windows 10 that was released in 2015, and Windows 8 that was released in 2012, and Windows 7, which was released in 2009. And definitely there was Windows Vista, which was released in 2007. And Windows all comes preloaded on most new PCs, which helps to make it the most popular operating system in the world. So it is quite easy to learn, to feel, and it is user friendly and comfortable to use. And if we talk about Mac operating system, Mac operating system was previously called as OS X. OS X. And which is line of operating systems created by Apple. It comes preloaded in all Mac computers or Macs. So some of the specific versions include Mojava, which was released in 2018, High Sierra 2017, and Sierra, which was released in 2016. And we can say Mac operating systems are quite expensive as compared to other operating system. And the major reason for that is Mac operating system can work only with Mac devices. So we have to purchase additional devices, the specific devices, only then we can uh, make Mac operating system operational. Otherwise, Windows can be installed very easily on any system, and they can be functional within some time and is quite cheaper if we compare it with Mac. So next, coming to Linux. Linux is a family of open source operating system. We can very easily download it and install it and make it functional within minutes. So, which means they can be modified and distributed by anyone around the world, and this is different from other software operating systems. Like if we talk about Windows, which can only be modified by a company that owns it. It is not freeware or open source as Linux is. So the advantage of Linux mainly is that it is open source, it is free, and there are many different distributions or versions from which we can choose. So other distributions of Linux are Ubuntu, Linux Mint, and Fedora, from where you can surf out more about Linux, and they are the Linux resources. And there are certain operating systems, if we talk about uh, Android or Apple iOS, they are the mobile device operating systems. And they were primarily designed to work with desktop or laptop computers, but they are more suiting to mobile devices. So they are enhanced according to mobile devices only. So mobile devices, if we say, such as phones, your tablet computers, MP3 players, they are the different form of computers only. They are the form of desktop or laptop. You can say it as a mini laptop. So they run these operating systems that are designed specifically for mobile devices. And as I have mentioned, the operating systems, mobile operating systems are Apple iOS and Google Android. So as we have already used these operating system, mobile operating systems, these operating systems for mobile devices generally are not fully featured as those made for desktop or laptop computers. And they aren't able to run all the same softwares. However, you can still perform your specific or day-to-day tasks, You can still do a lot of things with them, like you can watch movies, you can browse, you can manage your calendars, play games, and many more things that can be done. So next, there are certain services that are provided by every operating system. So let's move ahead and discuss these services. The basic functions that are performed by the operating system are memory management, processor management, device management, file management, security, control over system performance, job accounting, error detecting aids, and coordination between other softwares and users. So let's discuss what are the why we can say operating system as extended machine. How it is an extended machine? Because operating system manages all parts of the system and presents to the user with an interface or virtual machine. So we can say, like, if we are having only single processor in our system, so it can still be managed in a way, it can still be organized in a way that it can elusify the user that they are using multiple processors, because they are able to perform n number of tasks at the same time. प्रोसेसर एक ही है, आप एक ही प्रोसेसर के साथ एक ही टाइम पे मल्टीपल चीजें कर पा रहे हो, सेम टाइम पे आप ब्राउजिंग भी कर रहे हो, चैटिंग भी कर रहे हो, म्यूजिक भी सुन रहे हो, डॉक्यूमेंट भी एक प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो। सो ये सारी चीजें आप पैरेलली कर रहे हो, और स्विचिंग में जितना टाइम आपको लगेगा उससे बहुत कम टाइम ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम को लगता है प्रोसेसर स्विच करने में। So by efficiently scheduling, switching, context switching, operating system allow you to perform certain tasks. So we can say it is extending our machine, extending the abilities of our machine, and our system would be more productive and efficient if our operating system is efficient. It provides programmers with convenient interface, which is called abstraction for using the computer system. Abstraction means what? Means hiding something. We are just instructing the operating system to perform certain tasks. What codes are required? What header files or library files are required? What supportive functions are required? That is not concern of a user. They need to perform their task. Rest back-end programming all lies with operating system, and operating system hides all these complications from the users or programmers so that they can focus on their task rather than messing up with the operating system programming things. And operating system acts as an intermediary between hardware and its user. As I have mentioned earlier as well, it is like a bridge between the user and the hardware. Whatsoever we want to communicate to hardware, we want to instruct to our hardware to perform, that will be communicated through operating system. So this is the logical architecture of computer system, right? So we have layers of systems, layers as in we have users, end users or user programs are what? The softwares that are being used by the users. So what kind of softwares a user using? That can be your apps, your softwares, databases, text editors, MS Office, Notepad, Paint, assemblers, compilers. These are the user level programs that can be executed by a user. So they are in the user mode. If a user is instructing something in the user mode to these softwares, they will be directly coordinated with the help of operating system. Operating system translates it and deliver all the required instructions to the specific hardware. So that is why we are saying an operating system is a program that acts as an interface between user and the computer hardware, which is controlled by operating system, and all kinds of programs are being executed under the control of operating system. So under hardware, it can be anything. It can be processor, your CPU, RAM, input-output devices. They all are the hardwares which are instructed by operating system, and they accordingly perform their task. So next, moving ahead, we have operating system as resource manager. So why we are saying operating system as resource manager? How it is a resource manager? Suppose there is a user, let's say there is a user 1 who requires printer to print. There is a user 2 who requires let's say maybe memory to access, and then there is a user who is demanding for the printer again. But there is only one printer and both have to use it one by one. But the task of user 1 is quite huge. It may take hours to complete. But the task of user 3 is just to take one page printout, right? So we can say if user 1 is asking for printer, we should provide it first, and then we should change or switch that printer to the other user who is asking for the same. So is it worthy if we make this user waiting for huge? यूजर 1 को 1 घंटा लगेगा अपना काम पूरा करने में, और यूजर 3rd को सिर्फ कुछ सेकंड्स लगेंगे अपना काम पूरा करने में. So we should plan accordingly so that our system would be more efficient, right? So हम क्या करेंगे, हम यूजर 1 को, अगर यूजर 1 पहले आया है, डेफिनेटली हम उसको प्रोवाइड करवा देंगे हमारा सिस्टम, बट देन आफ्टरवर्ड्स विल स्विच. अगर दूसरे का काम जल्दी हो रहा है, हम उसको प्रोवाइड कर देंगे, देन सो दैट it can be freed and the first user can take whatsoever time it is required to complete the task. And in the same slot of time, we have efficiently provided the resources to 2 of the users. Or there can be another techniques as well, and these techniques will be discussed when we will discuss CPU scheduling. So it is the operating system who actually decides which resource will be allotted to which user or process and for how long. एक प्रोसेस है जिसको CPU चाहिए क्या उसको इमीडिएटली सीपीयू प्रोवाइड करना है, और अगर करना है तो कितनी देर के लिए प्रोवाइड करना है, ये सारा कुछ डिसाइड करता है ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम. सो इट एक्ट एज अ रिसोर्स मैनेजर. It is responsible for providing the resources to particular process or the user. So OS act as manager of all computer resources. It keeps tracks of who is using which resource. It grants the resource request. It accounting resource usage, mediating confliction requests from different programs and users. So ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम ये भी ध्यान रखता है कि अगर 2 यूजर्स या 3 यूजर्स एक ही रिसोर्स के लिए compete कर रहे हैं तो वहां कन्फ्लिक्शंस ना आए, उस रिसोर्स में डेडलॉक ना पड़े. So deadlock is another independent concept that will be discussed later on in detail. So all these things will be monitored and managed by operating system. So that is why it is called resource management. So next is specifically operating system manages the resources in 2 different ways. One is time multiplexing and the other one is space multiplexing. So when we are talking about time multiplexing means durations. Let's say मेरे पास 3 प्रोसेसेस हैं जिनको कोई रिसोर्स चाहिए है, तो या तो मैं टाइम बाउंड कर दूंगी कि एक प्रोसेस एक रिसोर्स को सिर्फ 1 मिनट के लिए ही रख सकता है, 1 मिनट के बाद वो किसी और के पास चला जाएगा और वो अपना टास्क करेगा. फिर उसके बाद जब उसकी टर्न दोबारा आएगी तो उसकी प्रोसेसिंग वहीं से शुरू होगी जहां छोड़ी गई है, शुरू से शुरू नहीं होगी. सो दिस काइंड ऑफ अरेंजमेंट इज कॉल्ड टाइम मल्टीप्लेक्सिंग. And when we are talking about space multiplexing as in we'll be considering the burst. Let's say किसी का प्रोसेसिंग टाइम ही कम है, उसको सिर्फ 2 मिनट चाहिए एग्जीक्यूशन के और वो फ्री कर देगा रिसोर्स को. नेक्स्ट जो प्रोसेस है उसको 10 मिनट लगेंगे. सो वी विल प्रायोरिटाइजिंग द वन हु इज हैविंग लोअर सीपीयू बर्स्ट. Right? So this is how an operating system manages these resources, and all these things are going to be discussed in very much detail in our upcoming sessions. So here this is all for today's discussion. We are holding the discussion here only, and we'll discuss few more details about operating system in our next session. So as if now, if anyone wants to ask anything, please ask.